Welcome back to the Sailrite Uncut YouTube channel. Today I've got another tip and trick video for you today, and it is about our burnishing machine or similar burnishing machines to this one. So all of these machines come with a polishing disc that looks something like this, but I'm going to show you a tip on how to improve this, make it easier to use and more functional when it comes to sharpening and honing your tools. And we actually just made a video like this on the other channel, so you can go there to see exactly how I made this. But in essence, all I did was I made this wheel a whole lot more wide so that you have more surface area so that you can more quickly and more evenly sharpen and hone your tools. So let's dive deep into that today and see some of the results that you can get out of this tip and trick. Polishing this way doesn't remove much material, so don't expect to turn a butter knife into a samurai sword. But if your edge is mostly intact, it quickly restores sharpness. I do this every few weeks on my knives, and since starting this routine, I haven't needed my sharpening stones. My knives stay sharp enough to never need to be reprofiled. So these polishing wheels are designed to be loaded up with some polishing compound. I'm using our fine white color. And so you just put some on there, and then they sharpen your blade by polishing that edge to a nice, perfect point so that it's razor sharp. And it works great for most types of leather knives, especially flathead ones like this. But it also works just fine on angled ones like this. And I even use it on this round head knife and my French edgers. But before I sharpen anything, this is already sharp, so I'm going to actually put it through its paces and make it a little bit dull. This is just some waxed canvas, and you can tell it's razor sharp because it's still cutting through this like it's nothing. So let me go to something a little bit thicker. It's probably over 100 cuts already, and it's still pretty dang sharp, so I guess I'll keep going. Here we've got some 1/2 inch webbing. To speed this up even more, I'm going to do something I never recommend doing, but is a real world use case scenario, and that's using an old 2x6 as a cutting board. I can already feel this getting harder to cut, so I think our junky cutting board is doing its job. So after all of that cutting, let's see if it can pass the old paper test or my 4 to 5 ounce leather test. Yep, can't even really get it started. The leather test is a little bit easier. I like to see if it can cut through a 4 to 5 ounce, kind of the same way you do paper. And if it's sharp, it should be able to do this super easily. If I have to really put a lot of force, then we are very dull. Yeah, so I'm really having to push that pretty hard. And as you can see, and probably hear, not very smooth. I would say we've got a sufficiently dull knife. Let's see if we can make it sharp again. For this knife, I focus more on the beveled side. With the wider polishing wheel, I can hone just about the entire edge at once using just a slight side-to-side motion. Another thing I do is start lower on the blade and pull it towards me until I match the angle perfectly. For the back, I adjust the angle to keep it as flat as I can. After that, I wipe off any excess compound from the blade, and then I strop it by hand on both sides with the green compound. So after maybe 90 seconds or so of using the polishing wheel and honing up this edge, let's see if we made any progress. I would say that is quite a bit better. Let's keep going. So with not much work at all, that is a night and day difference compared to what it was beforehand. Still not perfect, but much, much better. And if you find one part of the blade that's kind of catching like that, all it takes is just a couple more seconds at the wheel until the whole blade from start to finish is sharp. So let's see if we fix that one spot. There you go. I used just about every part of the blade and it all cut through like it was nothing. If it passed the paper test, this leather should be no problem. And that is cutting through pretty easily. So why is maintaining a sharp edge so important? And why is this tip even worth sharing? Well, the cliche, a sharp knife is a safe knife, is absolutely true. When a blade cuts the way you want and expect it to, there's less of a chance of unexpected slips and accidents. But I'd take it even a step further and say a sharp knife is a fun knife. If you ever want to make a beginner leather worker quit forever, just hand them a dull knife and tell them to skive. They'll either rage quit or slice their finger and then quit. But a well-maintained knife glides through leather effortlessly, making the whole process smoother, more satisfying, and resulting in a better final product. And honestly, I'm so excited about this method because I kind of suck at sharpening. I've been struggling with it for years and it's been really frustrating. But this simple trick has been a game changer for me. And at just $3 a wheel for a total of 18 bucks, this is money well spent. And if you don't have a burnishing machine yet, well, this might be the reason to invest in one. After a sewing machine, it's probably the best time-saving tool you can buy to add to your setup. And it's way more affordable than a sewing machine. So that's how I keep my tools razor sharp and working their best with pretty little effort, honestly. I'll have everything linked down below if you want to do this to your own machine. So I'll have these extra polishing discs as well as the machine itself if you don't have one of those already. I'll also link the video where I showed how to make this on the other channel if you want to check that out. But it's pretty simple, you just glue them all together. Anyways, thanks for watching, subscribe to the channel for more tips and tricks videos, and I'll see you in the next one.